Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. A major reason men avoid singles events. A major reason. And look, this ain't about game. This is about a general relationship issue that I've been seeing every now and then. I'll see some videos talking about this, like, well, we had this singles event, no, men didn't show up. First of all, this ain't something recent. People like saying, like modern women and something. This is something I saw back in the early 2000s, right? And, you know, what? It was one event, it was a speed dating event. And it was all these women there, only two guys are part of the event. Now, I was there just selling copies of my book. I was just there selling copies of my book. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was there selling copies of my book. I was married at the time. I remember the way it was set up, I had a woman sit at my table, start talking, right? I ain't thinking anything of it because Rom is in sell book mode, right? But then as soon as she got up, another woman sat down. And then another woman sat down. And I was sitting up there and I had a wedding ring on. I'd be like this and stuff. And I'd be like, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, my wife is chilling at home and everything like that, right? And these women kept coming. And I was like, And then there was another event. It was a singles party. And a lot of these guys didn't want to talk to the women. In fact, my wife was there too. More guys were trying to holler at her. And I was like, wait a minute, hold up. What's going on here? I'm going to tell you what. A major reason men avoid singles events is simply men are tired of the bullshit. They tired of getting rejected by some women. Because publicly, what do women do? They'll say, oh, he ain't tall enough. Oh, he ain't wearing the right clothes. He don't have the right pair of shoes on. Oh, he, you know, don't like his beard. His lineup isn't good. Men avoid these events. They like, for what? What they gonna go for? You know? And, you know, somebody like me can get on here and say, oh, yeah, you can learn from me rejection. Yeah, I can say that till I'm blue in the face. But men typically don't want to deal with that. Not constantly, especially they know it. They had the lessons. They went to these singles events. Shoot. Sometimes I went to one event, shoot. A man couldn't help but be rejected because there were more men than women. Because it was put on by this woman and she was real cool. She knew how to get a bunch of men out to some stuff. But then there were more men at this event. Men typically don't want to go into an event or any situation where there's a great chance they'll be rejected for some bullshit. Seriously. Just like I always talk about these balloon pop shows. Let's be real. Men be getting rejected off of some little thing. Now, I can say all I want what they really getting rejected off. I still say they getting rejected off because they ain't turning on a woman sexually. But even then, that's still a rejection. And a major reason men avoid these singles events, they like, for what? They not getting a return on investment. Why should they fix up, you know, maybe even go let the barber bless them? We'll have some nice clothes on. You know, ready, and a woman rejecting them off of some little stuff. Seriously. So after a while, you get some men, they gonna be like, well, why should I go? Shoot, I could be doing something else. I could watch this NCAA tournament game. You know, I could watch this ball game. I could go hang out, you know, drink some beers with the fellas or something. Shoot. I can stay home and play these video games. I can do some stuff I like. It's still dealing with some woman who's rejecting him off some tiny thing. Now, you know, I could tell the men, well, you know, they just don't want to have sex with you. I can say whatever. They knowing how they feel. Because rejection does not feel good to most men. Let's just be real with that. Rejection don't feel good. Because it don't feel good, definitely don't feel good to women. So, You know, men have learned how to be cool with it. Men have learned how to deal with it. But let's be real. Does a man want to deal with that situation knowing he going into a situation where a woman could reject him? Because see, that's the problem with, is really a big problem out here. Men get rejected off some little stuff. Now, I can see if a man getting rejected because he's disrespectful to a woman. And I can see if a man's being straight up dusty, he ain't cleaning up, and he ain't cleaning himself up. I can see he's being rejected, but then you get some men, they throwing on, they get that nice haircut. You know, I know of a situation where this woman was supposed to go out with this guy. She actually went out with this guy. She went out with this guy, and she said this guy had his hair textured and everything, right? But then she came on my house afterwards. You know, seriously. She came to see me because she told me. And let's just say we got down. Shoot. And you get some men out here. Why they going to go to a singles event when there's a great chance they'll be rejected? And especially when you have situations where if you're in a public place, one woman reject a man, most of the other women don't want to deal with that man, even if they thought he was attractive, because they don't want to be the one to grab him. You might have a woman here and there who will say, nah, I'm going to get that man anyway. But there ain't enough of them, you know? And then that man got to compete with some man who's probably looking better. He could be taller. You know, all the stuff I talk about, height and everything, is still an issue. You know, looking better, dressed better, whatever, just have better game. Shoot, they're avoiding these events because they don't want to deal with the situation. You're dealing with a bunch of women who's single anyway, but still gonna reject the men who gonna like say hi to them or something, find them attractive. Seriously, that's a major reason right there. That is a major, major reason. You know, it's not enough talk about rejection. In fact, I've talked to women about rejection. I say, look, at least be friend. If the guy, as long as the guy is being respectful, you can at least talk to him. Be like, hey, what's up? What's going on with you and everything? At least, at a bare minimum, right? But you get some women, let's be real, you get some women out here, they'll reject a man for, like I said, tiny things. They don't like his belt, you know? They don't like his belt. You know, his shoes, they just don't like the shoes. The shoes could be perfectly shined, everything. Could have had a professional shine. They don't like the style of it. It'd be whatever. In fact, I remember I went to work one time, wore a particular pair of shoes, and this young girl said to me, oh, it's gonna be a long time before you get married. She ain't like my shoes. It wasn't a long time. It was like, hold up. And see, in a man's mind, you know, as a man, you be thinking, hold up. You ain't thinking the big stuff, all this little stupid shiny stuff. You know? You ain't thinking that. But it's a major reason. It's like the return on investment isn't good for many men. Let's just be real. So they're like, why should I go to this thing where I can be rejected by not just one, but several women? Seriously. And yeah, that dude, Uncle Rom, he can talk about you can learn from rejection or not, but maybe he ain't getting rejected like that. I mean, I can say that till I'm blue in the face. But I want y'all to think about that. I want anybody watching this to think about this. This is just an overall relationship issue, all right? So think on this. Think on this. And I'll get back with y'all. Peace.